Someone asked me the other day, what's your favorite product? And it got me thinking, what are the products that I come back to day after day, year after year? Why do I love using them, and why do I continue to purchase them? It also got me thinking about, where do great product ideas come from? So in today's video, we're talking about 3 different places where product ideas can emerge. The first place that great ideas can come from is talking to customers. Each of these conversations is an opportunity for a product to emerge. Let me illustrate this with a quick story. Years ago, I used to live close to a pretty big river that runs right through the middle of our city. And during the summer, every night I would go for a run or a walk from one side of the river to the other across a pretty big bridge. And I noticed that all along the railings of that bridge were these massive spider webs. And the biggest spiders would go right to the middle of the bridge to take advantage of the downstream winds and pick up as many bugs and insects as they could for dinner. And that image has always stuck in my mind, that our job as business owners is to set up systems and tools that can capture as much of the flow of information as possible, because we want to sift through that information to find ideas and nuggets of value. In the product world, we call this customer discovery. And the very best product companies are doing this constantly. They're talking to customers every day, asking targeted questions, and sifting through those interviews for ideas, ways to improve, and solutions to problems. One of my favorite questions to ask in customer interviews is this: if you were to hire someone to sit next to you and help you with your job, what would they be doing all day? This question strikes right at the heart of automation, what our businesses are all about. If you want a list of helpful questions to ask during customer interviews, you can grab those at the link in the description below this video. So we just talked about customer discovery as a place where product ideas can emerge from. What do we do once we have a list of ideas? We need a quick way to validate and determine whether or not one of those product ideas can turn into something valuable. One of the first products I ever launched was a software product that came directly out of customer interviews. I was sitting in on support calls and noticed a common thread. Our customers needed a way to organize and manage different versions of their PLC projects, but they didn't have an effective tool to do that at the time. So I built a small prototype with a team of about 3 people and launched it to 6 customers in 3 months. And that product eventually turned into a multi-million-dollar software product. Some of the best products and services of all time have come directly out of experiments. Amazon Prime, for example, came from an internal suggestion box, and an early version of it was launched in less than a month. The trick here is to find cheap, quick ways to run an experiment and determine whether or not an idea holds value. This could be a simple mock-up, a prototype, a proof of concept, a 3D rendering, or even a sample brochure to help get your idea across to customers and determine whether or not there's any value there. So we talked about discovery, we talked about experiments. The third place that product ideas can come from is failure. Now this can sound weird, but if you're running experiments, you're bound to fail. And that's okay. Some of the best businesses in the world were built directly out of failures. For example, Viagra was a, let's call it, happy accident. It was originally meant to be heart medication. Post-it notes were supposed to be super sticky, but it took years for an engineer to figure out how to turn that initial failure into a valuable product as a bookmark. The quicker and cheaper you can learn and experiment, the faster you'll get to something valuable. So let's recap. We talked about some places where product ideas can come from, sometimes unexpectedly. We talked about customer interviews, experimentation, and learning and sometimes failing. If you're a systems integrator business owner or leader looking to dive deeper into product development, follow me, and I'll see you in the next video.